bring you how to find the domain of a function. The domain of a function. But please, before then, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that if I post any video, you'll be able to get it right away. Now, the word domain of a function simply means the possible value of the function or x for which that function is defined, or the possible value of x where that function is defined, or the real numbers on which that function is being defined upon. Some functions are normally there that can be defined on all real numbers. Some too are normally defined on a certain range, or some too are limited to a certain range. So at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to know all this, how to go by those different kinds of questions. Now, we take a question this way. As we have a function of this nature, and you are asked to find the domain of that function. Then it means that we are asking of the possible value of x, which will make this function defined. Okay, so now normally linear equations of this nature, or questions that are not in fractional ways, or if the value of x is not normally a denominator or a root, then it is normally defined for all real numbers. For example, if I put in 0 when x is equal to 0, I get something like that would be 1. 1 is a real number and it is defined. When I take x equal to 1, or let's say minus 1, I'll get 1 minus 2, where I'll get 3. Now, if you try substituting any real number that you know, whether negative or positive, whether root or not, you'll be able to get a number which is still defined. Yes, so that is for this question. So if you are asked to write a domain, then your domain is that this function x is such that x is a member of all real numbers. So this is the way you write your range when you are asked to do so. So what that means is that you say x is a set, or a set that x is a set of all real numbers. So any possible number you put inside this function x, then it will satisfy the equation or to be defined. So this is the first part, or this is a way that the question can be thrown if you ask to find the range. Now the other way also is that some question normally contains roots, and the roots, what you should know is that if you have a negative number in the root, then it will be undefined. So what do you do so that the set of values that you get, there will not be a negative number in the root? So we are also doing a question like this. Maybe square root of x minus 1. If you have a question like this, you are asked to find the domain of it. Then, what are the possible values of x that when you substitute here at any point in time, you will not get a negative number inside it. Perhaps if you get a 0, 0 will still be satisfied, because root 0 is 0. So because of that, means that this, our function here, that's x minus 1, should be either greater or equal to 0 before this equation or this function be satisfied or defined at all times. So the possible value of x must be 0 or greater. Yes, so if you put inside there, the answer must be either 0 or greater than that. So when we get our x value to be x is greater or equal to 1. So if you put 1 inside this function, assuming x is equal to 1, then you get root of 1 minus 1, which is root 0. That's equivalent to 0. If you have x being equal to 2, we have you have 2 minus 1, which will give you root 1, which is equivalent to 1. So any other number that is greater than 1 or equal to 1, wherever you place it inside the equation, it will forever be defined. But look at something. If you put in a negative number like this, x is equal to minus 1, you will get something like minus 1 minus 1. This gives you root of minus 2. A root of minus 2 is a complex number, which is not defined. It's a complex number. So those are the two distinctions that you have within if you are asked to find the domain of every function that you get. Once again, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel so that if I present any new other video, you get it right away and watch. Thank you.